Howdy y'all and hello all. Welcome back to O State All Day. If you have eyeballs and you've been following college football, I would find it very likely that you would have heard some of the rumblings going on over the last week or two in regards to the Bedlam rivalry no longer being a thing. That rivalry is between Oklahoma State University and the University of Oklahoma. To shed more light on this situation, I think I have decided to do a weekly segment talking about not only both universities, how they both got started, when they got started, and what their primary function was, okay? And this rivalry definitely goes deep. We did not start the rivalry per se. The rivalry was started in 1897 by the University of Oklahoma. Again, tune in to my next videos and I'll shed some light on the history of both universities and kind of why they do have the big brother complex, because some of the things they have done historically definitely gives them right to puff their chest out and brag, okay? But I want to circle the wagons back around to Mr. Paul Finebaum. So this gentleman came out and had an interview the other day. And if you don't know who Mr. Paul Finebaum is, he's been a mouthpiece for the SEC for a long time. He's been in the industry since 1978. In 2013, he was kind of brought in to help with the SEC network. He graduated from the University of Tennessee, so obviously that's where his roots come in to the conference, is from his time at Tennessee. And he obviously thinks very highly of himself, and obviously I'm sure he thinks very highly of Tennessee. Josh Heupel's doing a great job, but let's pump the brakes, man. If you're a consummate professional, you've been doing this job since 1978, I would assume that you know good and daggone well, if you say something that's completely outlandish, that makes no sense, borderline asinine, you're gonna get called out for it. And I guess I'm gonna be one of those guys. So if you look at the exact quote, it goes, "Nobody cares. We're talking about Stillwater, Oklahoma. Mike Gundy hasn't said anything significant since I'm a man, I'm 40. Referring to the time that he stuck up for his quarterback, Bobby Reed, and he did yell at a podium to the press, holding up the newspaper saying, "I'm a man, I'm 40, come after me, don't come after my players," okay? So he says that's the most significant thing he said basically of his entire career at Oklahoma State, okay? He also alluded to the fact that part of the not caring is the fact that it's, the Big 12 to some degree, and it's Stillwater, Oklahoma. So last year, the Bedlam series was played at Boone Pickens Stadium in Stillwater, Oklahoma. That game had 7.7 million viewers. This little game that only means something in a little old town and a little old state had 7.7 million viewers. To put that into context for you, the same exact day, a game between Texas A&M and LSU only had 2.4 million viewers. And I'm 99% sure Mr. Paul Finebaum would tell you till you're blue in the face that Texas A&M versus LSU is 35 times bigger than Bedlam. But the numbers don't support that, dear sir. Not only was that something that I looked into a little bit further, but I also wanted to see what success his university has had the ability to fall back on over this time, compared to little old hole in the wall, nobody cares, nobody knows nothing, Oklahoma State University tucked off in Stillwater, Oklahoma. So since 2005, which was Gundy's first year as the head coach, we were terrible. We only won a few games, and it didn't necessarily look like the future was going to be the brightest in the world, but he ended up coming out and telling the fans that he had to trim some fat. There was some players on the team that weren't doing things the right way, not taking care of their scholastics, wrapped up in other things that didn't prepare them for football, so on and so forth. So essentially, he took it upon himself to rebuild that way. So starting with 2005, Tennessee has gone 113 and 102. Okay? They've had one 10-win season in 2007, and it was a 10-win season. Oklahoma State, in that same exact time span, from 2005 to current is 152-69 with 7 10-winner higher games, seasons, right? So we have dominated his vaunted, awesome SEC Tennessee. Yet this gentleman has the audacity to talk about this game like it means nothing when the statistics indicate that you should have probably done a little bit more research before you decided to insert foot in mouth. As I said, guys, I'm going to be continuing this weekly segment now from Bedlam, dating back to both universities' original conception in 1890. I'll also be doing a breakdown in the next couple days over the Baylor game. If you got to watch this weekend's slate of football, especially from a Big 12 slant, it was actually awesome. Kansas looks legitimate, which is amazing to say. I remember the last time they were this good was 2007. They won 12 games. And somebody that I played high school football with was actually their starting defensive end, Russell Robertson. He ended up being a 2-time first-team All-Big 12 performer. And the irony is, when him and his family came to Boone Pickens Stadium, and they're O State fans, to watch their son, Russell, play for KU against OSU, we loved Russ, but none of us really thought that KU was going to be able to beat us. This is even back then when we were just kind of figuring it out with Gundy. But they did. And they had a phenomenal season, and now it looks like they might have the chance to have another one. Will they win 12 games? Slightly unlikely, but crazy stuff has happened, and Jalen Daniels looks like he's in beast mode. Baylor looked really good, which is great for us because that's our upcoming game, and we want people at their best, right? You want to prove that you're the top dog, so you want to beat people at their best. They're rolling right now. Good for them. Can't wait. Stay tuned. Thrust that like button, take a finger vacation all the way over to the share button, leave a comment down in the comment section. Let me know your perspective. If there's anything you specifically want me to cover in this Bedlam series that's going to be coming on weekly now, let me know. Until then, I love you all. God bless. Go Pokes.